adventurers, welcome to Let's Just Go podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kayla. And today we're coming at you with another one of our episodes about deluxe resorts at Walt Disney World. That was a mouthful. Wow.
I have no comment. Yes, today we are talking about Disney's Riviera Resort, a unique, and actually it's the most recently built one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't count other little pockets where they do add-ons to existing, but it is the most recent brand new full resort, located on the Skyliner. So we do find that is definitely a benefit for it. Skyliner is getting you to is the gondola system getting you to both Epcot and Hollywood Studios. Also connecting other hotels, but if you're staying at Riviera, you don't want to go to any of the other hotels.
No, I could care less about Pop Century if I'm staying at Riviera.
Interesting, because it has a first of its kind concept, although Disney is building it more so, but they have tower suites, which you've actually stayed in, right?
No.
I've only toured. Oh, you didn't?
No,
you
I stayed in a one bedroom.
Oh,
I was bougie as fuck when I stayed, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're cool. They're essentially like a corner room that is a fold-up bed. So like it's like what you envision a studio apartment in New York City to be like.
Oh, wait. I'm like, wait, are we talking about the one bedroom? We're talking about the Tower Studios. Yeah. It sleeps. It's literally a studio, small. It has a full bathroom and has even a balcony.
Yeah.
Right. But the difference is your bed is a Murphy bed. And so the couch folds up and, I shouldn't say that because that makes it sound like it's not a Murphy bed. It folds into the wall.
Yeah.
Folds out when you need it. Giving you space. So the room, you're right, New York City style, like small space, doing what it needs to do. But because of that, you're saving, it's coming in at a lower cost.
Yeah. But it is a max occupancy of 2. So it's not a place, if you're bringing a kid, that's not a place that you can stay. That's not even an option for you. But if you're looking for a deluxe accommodation and it's just I'm going to say 2 adults, because who really wants to share a bed with their kid? If it's, it's a good option if you're used to being with somebody in a smaller space. Like if it's somebody you can cruise with, it's somebody you can do a tower studio with. Yeah.
Well, you have to share a bed. Yeah, but yes.
Right. Yeah.
And there's no other bedding configuration. It's simply a queen bed and that's it. Also very hard to get, but they do have their first of their kind with that. And then the rest of the rooms are all villas. So it is unique. There's only 3 resorts that have it that are this style where it's completely all villas, and that it has a studio, 1 bedroom, 2 and 3 bedroom villas. So 1 bedroom and up are going to have that full kitchen, a washer dryer, a full living room. So it feels like a true condo, really, like a 1, 2, 3 bedroom apartment. And they're beautiful. They're huge in space, square footage wise. Yeah. The studio is a little different. It just has a small kitchenette. So a mini fridge, a microwave. So the only way to guarantee a microwave in Disney is to have a villa of some sort. And then the Tower Studios, I don't believe, do have a microwave.
They have. Yeah. I don't think so.
But the regular studio does, and it has a little sink area. So it feels like, it's a little more functional than a regular hotel room.
Yeah. These rooms also have the most beautiful bathrooms that I've ever seen in a Disney property, with a huge tub. Oh my gosh. I'm not a tub person.
Oh, me neither.
But hear me out. We went to Basin and we got bath bombs, and then we soaked our feet at night in the tubs because our feet hurt so much. And because it's such a big tub, we could both very easily like sit on the edge and put our feet in. So that was really nice.
That is nice. Yeah. Tubs are not my jam, but the has only
huge shower too.
Only feet, butts go on the bottom of that. I don't want either of them. But yes, a huge shower, and I mean they're great, right? I mean you cannot go wrong. The accommodations are new, have the newest, sort of efficiency type features in them. I mean, you're the other thing is it's tall, and so but it's one building, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of floors, but it is not this huge sprawling resort. So everything's pretty condensed. It also has this, obviously, hence the name, like French Italian Riviera feel.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can play bocce ball out by the pool,
Yeah.
and the quick service location has some of the best quick service food, in my opinion, of any quick service at a hotel.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get some upscale, French Italian menu items that are
Mm.
very good. And then, have
Yeah.
you eaten at Topolino's?
I have. I've done breakfast there. The
I've
character
done breakfast
breakfast.
and dinner. So,
Oh.
yeah. Ooh,
Mm-hmm. It's
stunning.
got a great view outside,
Yeah.
which I don't think you can dine outside, but like there's a whole area to just like hang out in, which is beautiful. But the character dining for breakfast, I would say is probably one of the best on property. Their meals meal options are fantastic. The characters, you've got Fab Five. They're in cute little like artistic outfits. It's just the vibe is really great in there. And it's a pretty small restaurant in terms of like the scale of normal character meals. It's not this huge echo chamber, which I feel
Oh,
like,
it's not a buffet, right? And
right?
that
Yeah.
changes the whole game in a
Yeah, it really
character meal.
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really fun. I really enjoyed my meal there. I've heard fantastic things about dinner there. I just personally haven't had dinner there.
Yeah, I did. And dinner
Yeah.
is delicious there. It's
Yeah.
very good. It's a signature restaurant for dinner. So if you're using the dining plan, it's 2 credits, right? It's definitely a more upscale experience. Price wise, you're going to be, you're looking at like the 40, 50, $60 entrees. Um, but definitely getting a more upscale scene. Then you mentioned it has that outdoor, right? So you can take a glass of your champagne and watch the sunset or see the fireworks at Epcot.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's also one of the, I want to say one of the smallest resorts on property, if not the smallest. It's right around 300 rooms total. It's a very easily accessible resort. You don't feel like you're walking for hours to get from one place to another. You've got the Skyliner so close by, which is really great. Like you said, it's tall, so it feels kind of massive when you like come up upon it. But in reality, you can get from one side of the hotel to the other in a couple of minutes.
Right.
They also are one of the few resorts on property that has a coffee shop, which is fantastic. And it's an all day coffee shop. They do alcoholic beverages as well. So it's I wouldn't call it a bar because it's not like a space. There's a space around the corner that you can go sit at, but it's not like it is really just like a coffee stand that you're going up to and ordering and taking your coffee. That being said, it's great coffee. They've got a couple pastries that you can get. I don't it's the vibe at Riviera is something that you do not get anywhere else at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, it feels pretty upscale. It feels upscale
Yeah.
and modern, right? Where the Grand
Mm-hmm.
Floridian is upscale, but it's not necessarily modern.
Yeah.
So it's got that upscale modern feel for sure. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking into, a very fancy hotel that has just small touches of Disney. It's not so much in
Yeah.
your face.
Yeah. Which is really nice. And I will say, so we went a couple of years ago. We stayed at a one bedroom suite. Or villa, sorry. We stayed in a one bedroom villa and I requested to be close to the Skyliner and they literally put us on the bottom floor. I probably sent you pictures. They put us like on the bottom floor, literally open our little back patio and I could like talk to the cast members at the Skyliner essentially. Like it was so close, which was so nice because we are an Epcot group. When I go to Disney, I'm going to Epcot. And it was so nice to be able to just hop on the Skyliner. I walked like 20 feet from my room. That's an exaggeration. It's probably like 75 feet from my room. But it was so nice to have that so accessible. I didn't have to get in an elevator. I didn't have to walk across the property. I think about wanting to get on the Skyliner at Yacht or Beach or Boardwalk even, and how far you're having to walk to get to the Skyliner if you want to take it to go to Hollywood Studios. And it was nice to not have to make that trek.
Yeah, I think that's probably the only downside, because you just mentioned some other resorts that are walkable to parks, right? This is one of the more expensive one because of the price or the types of rooms you're booking, right? If you're booking a 1 or a 2 bedroom, you're paying, obviously more money than a regular hotel room, but you're not exactly next to a park, right? Like you don't see something in the distance per se, maybe the Epcot ball, but it's across a road and down a ways. So in that sense, I'd say that's really the only negative, but it's not a deal breaker for me anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. And it's also close enough to Caribbean Beach that you could technically walk over to Caribbean Beach as well. So if you're wanting more options, maybe you have a really picky eater in your family and the quick service doesn't appeal to them, you can go over to that moderate option. They've got another sit down restaurant. They've got a big quick service location. So you do have that, which is nice.
And actually, you bring up a good point. If you're in like a multi group travel and people have different varying
Price
budgets.
points.
Yes. So Caribbean Beach that Kayla just mentioned is a moderate resort. So your price point is going to be, almost half of what it is to stay at Riviera. So you can have folks that stay in both and still be pretty close to each other, even walkable, and get best of both worlds in that case.
Yeah, which is great. It's definitely a resort that I love. I think it is one of my favorite on Walt Disney World property. Also, just because, again, I'm bougie and it is one of the bougiest, just like I love Grand Floridian. I just love how small it is. I really do. Like, for me, I like not having to walk forever. I mean, you and I had this conversation just like an hour ago about you love Portofino Bay at Universal, and I personally don't, because I don't want to have to walk for 20 minutes, go up and down some escalators or elevators, and have no idea how to get to my room. You don't have that struggle at Riviera. There's like one elevator. I think there's 2 elevator bays on either side of the resort. And that's it. But you can get from one side to the other without issue, unless you're going to Topolino's, and then you have to go up a specific elevator.
Right.
Yeah.
But easy, very easy.
Yeah.
Unlike working with you. Okay. So.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Well, any last final words about Riviera?
No, I think just if it doesn't sound like it's for you, that's okay. There's other options. We've at this point covered almost all of the deluxe resorts. We've got a couple more we're going to talk about, and then we're going to move on to the moderates and values. And I'm sure there's something that'll tickle your fancy. If it's not Riviera, that's okay. But keep listening. We appreciate all of you taking the time to hear what we have to say. And until next time, let's just go.